For a long time, I measured my life by achievement. Goals reached, income earned, milestones accomplished, targets hit, results produced. And while there's nothing wrong with achievement, right? I started realizing something that's changing the way that I think about success. One day, most of the things that I achieve will be forgotten, but the person that I become will impact everything, including my family, my relationships, my faith, my influence, and even my legacy that I leave behind on this earth. And lately, I've become convinced of something. That person that I become matters more than what I achieve. For most of my life, right, just like many other people, they look at the achievement mindset. I was focused on outcomes. What's the goal? What's the target? What's that next level? What's that next accomplishment? And honestly, that mindset served me well in many different ways and capacities. It taught me discipline. It taught me persistence. It taught me how to work hard, and it taught me responsibility. But eventually, I started noticing something very important. Achievement is a moving target, right? As soon as one goal is reached, another one immediately appears in its place. As soon as one milestone is accomplished, a new one takes its place. That finish line, it just keeps moving. So here's the question that changed me. A question began following me around. What happens if I achieve everything that I set out to accomplish, but become someone I don't respect in the process? What if I gain success but lose integrity? What if I build a career but I neglect my family? What if I accumulate wealth but sacrifice my peace in the process? What if I win externally while losing internally? That question forced me to think completely differently because achievement and character are not always moving in the same direction. So I'm going to tell you the differences between success and significance. I've started seeing a big distinction between success and significance. Success is often measured by what you accomplish. Significance is often measured by who you impact. Success asks, what did you build? Significance asks, who did you become while building it? And the older I get, the more important that second question becomes because eventually our accomplishments stop speaking as loudly as our character actually speaks. So the lesson becomes very real when I think about family, right? One day, the people closest to me probably won't remember every professional achievement. They won't remember every sale, every project, every milestone. They'll remember how I treated them. They'll remember whether I was present, whether I actually listened to them, whether I led them well, whether I loved well, whether I lived according to the values that I claimed to believe in. Character leaves a deeper imprint than accomplishment ever could. So here's the integrity test for you. I've realized that integrity is one of the most valuable things a person can possess, not because it makes life easier, but because it makes life whole. Integrity is where your private life matches your public life, where your actions match your words, where your values show up in your behavior. It's easy to pursue achievement, right? It's harder to pursue alignment. But alignment creates a kind of peace that achievement alone never can. Spiritually, this has become one of the biggest shifts in my thinking. For years, I focused heavily on what I was doing. Now I think about more on who I am becoming. Am I becoming wiser? Am I becoming more disciplined? Am I becoming more loving and faithful? Am I becoming more aligned with God's purpose for my life? Because eventually, accomplishments, they end. Titles end. Positions end. But character, it continues. The person you're becoming is one of the few things you carry into every season of life. So when I think about legacy, right, I don't think about accomplishments as much as I used to. I think about influence. I think about the example that I'm setting. I think about values that I'm instilling in other people. I think about what people experience when they're around me, right? Because legacy isn't just what you leave behind, it's what you leave inside the people that you impact. Does that make sense? And that has far more to do with your character than your achievement. So there's a danger of chasing the wrong things here. I think one of the easiest traps to fall in is believing that achievement will eventually make us whole. That one more goal, that one more accomplishment, that one more milestone. It'll finally satisfy something deeper. But I've met people with impressive accomplishments who were deeply unhappy. I've met people with far less recognition who possess tremendous peace. That taught me something important. Achievement, it can improve your circumstances, but it can't replace your character. So every goal that we pursue is shaping us. There's a bigger truth here. Every challenge is shaping us. Every responsibility is shaping us. that question isn't just whether we're succeeding. The question is who we're becoming in the process, right? Because eventually life stops becoming a test of accomplishment and becomes a test of character. Who you are, right? When nobody's watching. Who you are when things don't go your way. Who are you when success arrives? Who are you when it doesn't? These questions matter. Today, I believe in ambition, right? I still believe in growth. I still believe in building meaningful things, but I no longer believe achievement is the highest goal. I believe becoming is, because accomplishments can be taken away. No matter what you accomplish, that can be taken away. Positions can change, circumstances can shift, but the person you become, that remains. And that person, it influences everything else in your life. Looking back, I don't think the most important question is, what will I accomplish? I think the more important question is, who will I become? Because one day those goals are going to fade. Those numbers, they're going to fade. Those achievements will fade. But the impact that you had on people, the example that you set, the character that you finally developed, those things endure. And that's why I've come to believe something deeply. The person I become matters more than what I achieve. If you're focusing less on achievement and more on becoming, comment becoming, because the greatest project that you'll ever work on is the person that you're becoming in the process. Until next time, man, I love you. Peace.